Do you know in
because
gameplay you can't actually hit her vitals? If you try, it
I
switches away.
know
That's pretty cool,
they
isn't it?
thought of
They
everything. They
thought of
thought of
everything.
everything.
Seriously.
And then Leon's at the end. I didn't hit any of it right. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose, guys. He didn't want
I
her to
mean,
scream.
he could have told Grace at the time, no?
I know. He really could have. If I ever got the chance to come back as Emily, I would die. I don't know if it'll happen. I've got no
Would you
idea. No, it's
pass
all
out
amazing.
for the
I would
excitement?
pass out. I would literally like even think I'm actually getting a bit teary. Like it's a horror, so everything is high stakes and everything is this. It's all life or death. And again, your body really doesn't know the difference. We felt everything. Also got to play Chloe, who's
Chloe, who's
Emily's
a
clone,
playable character for that
and she's
section.
a player. And they were like, yeah. And now the player starts playing as her, and I was like, what? And I was so excited. And she has that doll in her room that's part of the final puzzle and all
They even
that kind
told
of
you
stuff.
that? God.
No, I had to find
Oh.
that on my own. Oh, I just want to play another creature. I want to play another horrible monster. And I want to like do loads of screaming, you know what I mean? It was really, really great.
Um,
Dan, thank you. Thank you for having me, Dan.
ladies and
Let's.
gentlemen, look who we have here, Emma. What a pleasure to have you on the show this evening. How are you feeling? How have you been?
Hello. I've been great. I'm feeling fantastic. Thank you
Feeling
so much
good?
for having me. Yeah, feeling great. Feeling brilliant. It's been so cool to finally have the game released and finally be able to talk to lovely people like yourself about
Oh,
what
my
went into
pleasure.
making it and everything. Yeah, thank you so much.
Walk me through your journey. I asked this to Angela, but I'd love to know how you booked the role,
Hmm.
how you felt when you booked the role. Did you know about Resident Evil? Who did you call first when you booked it? Tell me everything, please.
Well, so I was doing a play at the time when I got the audition for it, and it was so secretive. So the audition came with an NDA, and then it came with an NDA and like a small like bit of sample script and a like a character sheet essentially of my character Emily, and it pretty much had her whole like journey in its original form. So
Oh,
which
wow.
still had like her as like a little kid in this place. Um, it said
Oh,
that she was an experiment, she was blind, she was very young, and that by the end of the game, she would be transforming into a creature. And I was like, cool. And then, great. But there's no more info. It said it was Resident Evil, and I was like, cool, amazing. I know that. I knew it mainly from like the early 2000s movies, and I was like, oh yeah, great, really cool. Like creatures, horror, love it so much. And then went to
yeah,
London to do the audition with our amazing performance director, Kate Saxon. And
brilliant.
in that audition, which was so much fun, it was like really creative and it was there was only like little bits of sample script. And so we did those. And then she was like, great, but I don't know if you know, but this is going to be performance capture, so we need to see you moving more. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, right, so this is what's gonna happen. You're being taken over by a virus and you're going to start transforming into a
This
monster.
is in the audition.
This was in the audition. I was in there for like 10 minutes.
Were you
It
game
was
for all this? You were ready?
oh my God, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It was so much fun because I went to drama school and there was a lot of stuff like that we did a lot of like
What,
animals
creature
and things.
work? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. A
Animal,
lot
yeah.
of like and like a lot of like semi-animal, semi-human kind of vibes, like really fun. And
Yeah,
really like and I do a lot of theater, so like I
yeah, I
love that
know.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then she was like, yeah, so transform into a monster. And now it's in your organs. And I was like, oh. And then she's like, now it's in your limbs. And I was like, "Woo." And then she was like, and now you're like 50% human, 50% monster. And I was like, okay. And then it like
Jeez.
ended with like a full like monster at the very end. And then she was like, great, that's perfect. You'll be hearing from me. And I was like, okie dokie. It was really, really short, but it was so much fun. And it really set the tone for what it was going to be like. And
So you kind
for,
of knew you got it after that?
oh
She kind of
no,
gave you
not
the hint?
really.
No.
Well, no, because I was the first person of that day, and there was going to be like I don't know how many people she picked to see probably between 6 and 10, I'd say, for that part. But I was the first in the day because I'd flown over. It was in the middle of me doing a show, and I had a show the night before, and then I flew over in Dublin, and then I flew over to London that morning at like 6 a.m. I did
Yeah,
the audition at like 10 a.m. and I ran back to the airport to fly back to Dublin to do the next show. It was really stressful.
it would be.
But
Yeah.
but I had a good feeling about it, and I really liked Kate. I thought she was really cool, and I really liked the sort of journey of the character. And I thought, oh, how cool would it be to like play this like really like beautiful, like innocent
Yeah.
girl who gets to become the complete opposite of that and gets to become this raging creature who doesn't have any control. And I
How
just
old is
thought that
she?
was
Is there an
amazing.
age?
We kind of decided she was 7 or 8. We like sort of
Yeah.
we kind of just had to pick one so that we could figure it out. But it was like but her backstory is really murky because
Mm.
she's raised in this facility.
With
And
all the
so
clones and stuff, you mean?
yeah. Herself
Mm.
and all of the clones that came before her, and she's like many years down the lines of these clones being created. So it kind of felt like there wasn't much care being given to her. So we didn't really know, there was no like set
Yeah.
age that she was because she was kind of like floating in this weird non
I get what you mean.
human
Yeah.
space, you know? But we thought 7 or 8 kind of made it most sense. She's also
But
very
you don't,
small, very malnourished, all
when
that
you
kind of
say
stuff.
she's in that non-human space, but you're playing her as a human, is that how you
Hmm.
approach the character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, like non-human is in her like upbringing, her
Yeah, yeah. I know
very
what you mean. Yeah.
non-typical. Yeah. But no,
Mm-hmm.
100%. It was played as a human. And like she's in this box, she's in this glass box when you first meet her. And the thought with the guys at Capcom was that when she's in this glass box, it's like kind of a almost like a hyperbaric chamber where the virus that she's been infected with and experimented with um, uh,
Oh,
can
it's
sort of
contained.
remain dormant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
And
even
then
think of that. It makes
I
perfect
know.
sense now.
It makes great
I'm
sense.
so
And then
stupid.
as like
Oh,
no.
oh
It's also
God.
like it's also a bit like confusing
No, but it
because
makes sense now. It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
yeah. And so we had that going through whenever we were doing the scenes, the cut scenes and the cinematics and stuff. And when we were
Yeah.
doing like the extra voice stuff afterwards. That
Yeah.
like throughout her journey, she's getting like weaker and weaker and weaker. And like she's getting more and more tired. And that's because this thing is starting to take
I
over her
noticed that.
already. Yeah. And then eventually, she gets very injured and then that triggers the whole thing. But yeah, it was really cool to be able to track that journey for her. And we
Yeah.
had like so many cutscenes that we got to do. It was a real blessing to get to do all of that. And they're really well written. And yeah, we had so much fun. I mean, I had so much fun with Angela because we were always together. And Nick is so cool. And he was we only got to do a couple of cutscenes together, but I was always there whenever he was in London and you'd shoot like so many things at the same
Hey,
time.
you're cool too.
Um,
Cut yourself some slack.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am cool too. I
Yeah,
am
I
cool
think you're
too.
cooler than Nick. Okay. I'm putting that on record.
Yeah,
Um,
please do. Thank you
so
so much.
who did you call first? Who do you call first when you land a role like this? A pretty big role, big
Well,
franchise.
yeah, it was kind of confusing because I wasn't super aware like of how
Mm.
cool it was. Like I told my mom and dad and they were like great because they're not very aware of it either. But we all just thought like, oh
So
my
no
God,
one
how
had any
cool.
idea, basically,
No one
what?
had any idea, no one had any clue. And I told my mom and dad, and they were like, "Oh my
That's
God, so
brilliant.
cool!" It was great.
Yeah.
And but it was the coolest thing about it was the fact that we get to do that I get to do like performance capture, and I was so obsessed with the fact that I was going to go into this volume and get to put on like the suit's all made of Velcro, and like you're putting on your Velcro suit, and you've got all like the glowy balls everywhere, and you've got the helmet with the camera, and I was really excited for that because like that's
It's
something
like
I've always
theater.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
exactly like theater. It's like the director Kate, she
Is she from theater
uh
too? I thought she did a lot of games,
yes.
doesn't she?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's done so many. She's like so many of the games that
She's
she's
brilliant. Yeah.
done performance direction for. They've like won loads of BAFTAs at the Gaming Awards, and
Oh yeah.
she's a really well decorated director, and she's fantastic at her job. But the way she described it was like a very intimate theater in the round. And
Yeah.
that was a really good way to think about it because you don't really have to worry about cameras and angles and anything like that. But you can also, because there's a camera picking up every single micro expression on your face, um, you when the guys in cinematics would come at the data later, they can take their digital cameras and they can take whatever shot they want of you. So if you're giving a really internalized, close-up performance, they
Yes.
can take a camera and they can put whatever digital lens they want on it, and they can get this close to your face, and they can capture all of that if they want to. And so it's like you're so free and you can do anything. And it
So do
was
you do
so
you
creative.
do you get the feeling of I don't have to go too big here. I can be intimate in my
Oh
approach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like
Yeah.
you really feel, but you also don't feel restricted that you can't go too big, that like sometimes
Either.
you
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah.
feel when you're doing when you're doing multiple different shots on a film or something.
Yeah.
It's like it's very like boundless. But you feel like if you are feeling everything very internally, it's you're totally free to do that. Like you can
Mm.
be there and you can give a very small, very subtle performance, and they'll be able to capture it because there's a camera right here. You don't have to worry about anything. It's crazy.
Well, the
It
re
really felt like one of the most like immersive performance
well,
experiences
the
of
reason
my
I say
life,
that that
really.
scene, the scene that I'm thinking of is the one where you come out of that elevator,
Oh
and it's a
yeah.
beautiful scene, and you kind of say, you say, you okay, and you give her a hug. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a beautiful little scene, and it really gets your hooks into you as a player with
Yeah,
those
it
two. That's
does.
the point for me where you feel it, you know?
I loved that scene, and I loved shooting that scene as well. It was really because it was really scary because we were doing like we did a lot of the stunt stuff ourselves, like the big scary stuff. There were professional stunt people there to do it, but
Yeah.
for some stuff that we could do, well, whatever we could do, we did. And so that elevator scene, they had like this platform built. And I'm really short in real life. I'm quite short. And Angela's taller than me. So like she really did have to help me like get up onto that thing. And it was like, and it was stressful, and we were running and we were panting, and then we like collapsed, and then like the elevator comes down and they're like, "You've lost your leg." And Angela's like, "Ah." And I'm in the corner like, "Ah." And it was so stressful, and like your adrenaline is like this high, and you're like panting and you're sweating, and we're both like crying. And then like it like all goes quiet, it all goes quiet. And then you just get the opportunity to comfort each other,
Yeah.
and it's real, and it's so
It
real.
felt real. It
And
felt real.
it felt real to us as well. Like your body
Mm.
can't tell the difference. Your body can't
No.
tell the difference between like when your adrenaline gets that high, and when you've been like and when your body's been like triggered into like weeping and like hyperventilating and all that kind of stuff because it feels so real, and the stakes feel so high. Um, all those moments that come after that feel like so connected and so personal and so human. And that's what it really felt like for us anyway. And I remember that scene so well because it took a while to get right. Because when you hug someone with the head cam on, you can't, it's
Uh,
really tough.
yeah.
And so
So how'd you
it
do
took
it?
us you have to like um there's this thing called a soft cap where you take the helmet off and you put a different cap on that has the glowy balls on it, and then it just captures your skull, but you can't see your face. And they have reference cameras on your face. But
Uh,
eventually they came to the conclusion that even though it was a little bit like it, there's a lot of like physics and maths that goes into performance capture, and it's a lot of like data sets. And so
yeah.
they eventually came to the conclusion that the raw data that was slightly corrupted by the fact that like, I was hugging Angela, and like one of the like little glowy balls from her shoulder on her suit was like just inside the camera on my face. It was kind of messing with the data a little bit, but that was a more real and human performance. It takes more work
But you went for that
in
one.
cinematics. We went for those ones, yeah, because they
Wow.
felt way more real, and like we had so much going on internally, and the camera picks it up. And it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, and it
You
was
kind of
if
forced to pick that one. Yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
it takes more work for the incredibly talented people that work on the cinematics.
So what are the
Um,
names of those people that focus on those tech? Do you know what their titles are?
oh God, that is such a good question.
Yeah.
Well, there's the
Are they
cinematics
specifically there just for
director.
the tech side of it all?
Um, well, so we had a bunch of amazing people from Capcom from Osaka who came to London, and they'd
Oh,
be
no.
with us the whole time. And
Nice.
they were all from different departments uh within like the Resident Evil
Yeah,
structure.
from the dev team.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. From the dev tech point of view, and they
Yeah.
were really brilliant. And we also worked in tandem with Osaka the whole time. So we like live. So we were being streamed. Our performances were being streamed live to Osaka. And for example, they were if some of our data was a little bit occluded, they would send word back, and then we'd have to do it again or whatever
Yeah.
we needed to do. Um, but yeah, it's extremely technical. And we never really got into it because I don't think I'd ever be able to understand it, because the amount of like three-dimensional knowledge that these people have
Oh, no.
of what's going on, because gaming is such a unique it's such a unique art form, and it's all interactable. And what they had this thing, and they called it the magic mirror, right? Which was this big like monitor like TV screen that they would pull out and they'd bring into the center of the volume where we'd be filming stuff. And on that screen would be the three-dimensional world that they'd already developed for the game. And so
Yeah.
and it was amazing. So they would have like in our space where we were, they would
They've
have
already got
built,
characters rigged, don't they, to your bodies?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, so they already had the characters rigged, which was amazing, and it was great to be able to see like your
Yeah.
your body like shrunken down, and it's like, okay, well then from the technical point of view, you'll need to like reach a bit higher for the characters' data to work with that, and you'll need to look a bit higher and all this kind of stuff. But what was really cool was that they had these scaffolding sets built for us, and they were exactly matched to the three-dimensional in-game space. And they'd be able to bring that out, and they'd be like, as you can see, this is a corridor. There's a painting up on that wall. That's the
Yeah.
door. There are things on the floor that you have to avoid. And so everything was like, it was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. So it meant that you could like, if there was a sort of a scene that was going like someone was in one room and someone was walking down the corridor in the room beside it and then coming in through the door, all of that is like filmed at the same time. And then afterwards, they'd be able to do shots inside the room, shots outside the room, all happening in real time. We, and everything was always done in one take. There was no like, which was amazing.
Yes.
Like it's an
You gotta
actor's
love that.
dream. Oh,
Yeah, it's a
I
dream.
love it.
No
Like it's amazing.
markers.
Like
Oh, was there marker? Do you have to hit your marks or anything?
there is there
Okay, okay.
and there
Yeah,
are marks because there are things you can and can't touch, and
fair
if you
enough.
do something a bit wrong, you're going to clip through
But it's
the
still pretty good.
environment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still pretty
it's
free.
it's like it's so free.
Yeah.
And like the only technical aspect of it is that the 3D environment is already rendered, so you have to stick to it. But that was it. And then you got to imagine what it might look like.
You sound like
Um,
you've got the bug now.
oh,
This is a
100%.
problem.
I
This
really
is a
do. I
problem
would
now.
do, I've
Yeah.
told everybody who I've spoken to about this game. It is probably my favorite job
You've
I
ever done.
have ever done, like ever in my life.
Wow.
And I was like, and I've done a lot of well, that's so funny. I've only been out of college like 5 years. So when I say I've done a lot of work, I've done, some.
That's great.
And I've done like really fun plays and I've done like really fun experiences on film and TV and all that kind of stuff. But this is the most like connected I've ever felt to something because because there's no audience to worry about. The audience can be in your eyes. Oh my God, the coolest thing ever, right? So I got to
Yeah.
play Emily, who was like my favorite of all time, but I also got to play Chloe, who was
Chloe, who's
Emily's
a
clone.
playable character for that
And she's
section.
a
Did you know that?
I no, I didn't have a clue.
Oh, that's
They
cool,
they
man.
and they
That's
didn't
really
even
cool.
because obviously like confidentiality is huge. Because they absolutely have to protect
Of course,
mainly
yeah.
like the player's experience and like you can't know what's going to happen. And then so I didn't know until I got there and I thought I was just going to be doing some Emily scenes. And then I got there and they were like, okay, so now you're playing Chloe. And at the time I think she had a different name, but it didn't work and then they had to change it, and that's all very cool as well. But I was playing that character and we were like uh and they were like, yeah, and now um the player starts playing as her. And I was like, what? And I was so excited because also there's an entire other
Uh,
level of technical like ability that you need in order to play a player character
and you had to
because
do all
you
that.
I had to do all of it. I did all of it. Well, I didn't do the locomotion for her. That was all done in
Wow.
Japan already.
Yeah, but you did a lot of
By
it.
like
Yeah.
I did all the cutscenes for that, which was so much
Wow.
fun because like you have to
So did you hide
start
under a
and
bed
stop.
or?
Yes. I like started there's like this scene and I'm like on this bed and then there were
The,
these three
the,
great actors play and they were like
oh,
just the shot was just a feat but the actors were
they
there
were
and so they had
there.
to do really good like
Oh,
foot
that's
acting
creepy.
because it was great. It was great. And like obviously I can see them perfectly. And Chloe can see. That was great. I loved playing like a
Oh,
sighted
yes.
character. That was so cool because
Yep.
it was very different to what I'd done before. And
Yeah.
so it was like so they're behind this like, fake door and they were doing like really good foot acting and because they knew that the final shot would just be of like the crack under the door and just the feet that you'd be able to see from Chloe's perspective. And then the thing that's like really interesting about it is that you have to start and stop where the player starts and stops. And then there was this one scene where like they were like, okay, so now the player is in your POV, and I was like, cool. And like I was like walking down this corridor, and they were like, yes, you're gonna walk down this corridor, and then this is where this is where like the gameplay becomes a cutscene, and they make it seamless. It's beautifully done. And so they transferred the like digital camera in the magic mirror to my POV. And I was like,
Oh, that's trippy.
whoa, it's
Yeah.
trippy. So they like lock it onto like all your markers that are on your helmet. And
Wow.
then you like put your hands in front of you and like the camera's just seeing your hands. It was it was so cool. And then they were like, yeah, so you need to really slow down and move your face slower because now you are the
Yeah.
camera. And I was like,
Yeah. You are the camera. You're the
I couldn't believe it.
cinematographer.
I'm the cinematographer. And so then I had to do like this really like slow
That
turn
is
and they were
cool.
like, yeah, because it builds suspense. And I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That was such a treat. It was such a
Did you
gift to
have
be
to go?
able to
I'm
do
trying to remember.
that.
Did you have to kind of go like startle or anything? Or was there none of that from that point of view? Because I feel
Like,
like a body flew by and scared me. I
oh
got,
yeah.
yeah, that happened, didn't it? Yeah.
There had to be a lot of there was like so all of the like gameplay where you're in her POV, so that was all locomotion done in Osaka, but
Yeah.
all of the cutscenes, the beginnings and endings of the cutscenes as well was
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
myself and my body.
Yeah.
And so there was this one, but there's this scene, she like opens this door and she's watching the other creepy clones who've all like had their head shaved and they've all had like their brains cut into. They've all got these scars, these creepy scars, and the red eyes, and they were played by these. They were played by this one amazing stunt woman who was about like my height, so like perfect for playing small,
Ah, okay.
and by these three huge stunt men. Like, and they were playing these itty bitty little baby girls, and they were massive. And they were like, and
That's
their whole thing
so
is that
funny.
they like tear apart this doctor, right? And they're tearing apart this doctor, and I'm watching it all happen. I'm
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
it from the door. And then that was all like that, and then there was a lot of like startling happening there, and then the door closes and then it becomes gameplay again. But like it was so great. And was Nick one of them? I think Nick was
He
one
was
of the
credited as
girls.
something. Yeah.
I
I reckon he
think
was credited. Yeah.
I think Nick played one of the girls that day, and that was so funny. Oh my God. I wanted to play one of them too, but they were like, I'm so sorry. You have to watch it. And I was like,
Didn't you do
okay.
some voice for them or not? Did you
I
do voice?
did.
Yeah, you did
I
voice
did a
for them.
lot of voice for the so I did voice and face capture for a bunch of those creepy doll girls, which was like way after the fact. And so it was a lot of screaming. Like it was a lot of screaming, a lot of creepy laughing, a lot of weird
What's your
breathing.
creepy laugh? Give it to us now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was like, oh, it was I kept they kept saying I got too witchy with it. Um
Okay, I'll be the
I think my
judge. Go,
witchy
go.
laugh was like, oh God, that's
I
awful.
actually could. You're
That's
lucky. I
not
couldn't hear
it.
it. I couldn't hear it.
You
It
couldn't
didn't come.
hear it.
No, it didn't come
I
through.
don't think I think it's too loud. I think
It's
this
probably
mic
too
is not going
low.
to pick it
Yeah,
up. Oh my God, I've
you got
actually gone
saved.
so red.
You got saved. No. Um.
It was a lot of that, and they were like, "Emma, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. That's a bit witchy. You're gonna have to like t be a bit more like a deranged child instead of a witch. Is that okay?" And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'll try my best. I guess I'm
That's an
erring
interesting note.
towards
Yeah.
witch."
Yeah. How
But
funny.
that was so fun. Getting to play so many different characters and a lot of them being crazy. And my favorite thing ever was the fact that I actually got to turn into that monster and I got to play the monster version of Emily.
You
And that was
did? You played
so
the
cool.
mutated version.
Yeah, that was me. That was
Far
me. That was
out.
my body. And it was so
And
cool. It was so cool.
yeah, I was
I
talking
had
to
like,
this about Angela. The
yeah,
transformation was all you. I mean, you were
yeah,
doing all the twitching and everything.
yeah. And there was
Man,
like, and it was
you went all out for it. Tell you what.
we went all out for it. It was
Yeah.
so cool and
No
it was
holding
so
back.
fun.
No.
No holding back. And like a lot of it is like about 50% of it is like shots of Grace like freaking out watching it happen. And while all that's happening, there's like so much happening that was like behind the camera of like me doing these like weird
So they didn't
like
get half of your efforts.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, it's funny. We need the free
But like
cam
the
version.
hand changing. Oh, they did it
Oh,
so well though.
yeah, oh, I know.
They like, and they really like because so much of it is like off screen. It like
Yeah.
your imagination is going crazy, and then she shows up, and she's
Oh,
disgusting, and that weird long mouth and the eyes on either side. She's so scary, and that was her design when we were doing it, and we were like, oh. And then I got to like because obviously she's got like one shrunken arm, she's got one big arm, she's got like a club leg, and she's got like a shriveled
oh yeah.
leg.
What was
And
with
so
that? What was with the shrunken, the
because
distortion?
because it all just happened like to her, it wasn't natural. It wasn't a natural thing to happen
Yeah.
to her body. So
Okay.
her whole body just like and it happened like too fast. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is
No, I
just
agree.
my theory for why
No, no,
that
I
happened
agree. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that it was just triggered and then all of a sudden her like and like she's like fighting whatever's happening to her and whatever it is about it half of her body is in this giant disgusting nature and half is shriven and shriveled and shrunken and yeah
So
but it was
do you know you're going to be saved?
did I know at that time
Yeah.
well Emily didn't know but I knew
Yeah, no. So
because they
you
told
knew you
us
were going to survive in the end.
well they were quite cagey about it. They were like,
Yep.
I don't know, maybe she'll be saved, maybe she'll die. And
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was when I was like doing the monster, and I thought, and like it was really cool and really fun. And like I had like weights on my arm and weights on my leg, and like doing all these stunts and like falling and like fighting Leon and all that kind of stuff. And that was really cool. And then after that, I was like, I guess this is my last shoot. And they were like, well, we might need you again. And I was like, what do you mean, might need me again? And then they brought me back in to do like we did like a little thing for because um they showed me like a mock-up of what would be the final image of Emily
Yeah.
coming out of the body of the creature. And I was like, oh, that's lovely. And then they showed us what happened at the end with Grace and Emily, and Grace adopts Emily, and Emily's her baby, just like Grace was adopted. And oh my God, it's such a tearjerker. I was so delighted that people got to save Emily if they made the right choice with whether
Yep.
to release or destroy Elpis.
Yep.
I was so delighted because, yeah, it's just really nice to know that like she had this awful and terrible life and this huge traumatic event happen to her.
And her
And then
vision
she
was
gets to,
fixed as well, I saw. In
yeah,
the
yeah,
end,
yeah,
there's a
yeah, yeah.
photo of her vision's fixed.
Yeah, yeah, her eyes are back to like she doesn't have cataracts anymore. And so I don't know, like
I
I
wonder what
really want
happened
to
there.
know.
Yeah.
Me too. I wonder if it was the beginnings of the transformation that was um
Ah, yeah,
like in
maybe.
her body that was like dormant by this chamber. But the
Yeah.
beginnings of the transformation was like how it was affecting her body was that it made her go blind first before anything else happened. And it made her quite weak.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool to see that happen. And I think it's probably like, yeah, a full maybe she had to have laser eye surgery. I don't know. Maybe she got new like corneal lenses. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. That'd
She
be
didn't
pretty
even have
nice of
glasses.
Grace.
It was like her vision is
No,
perfect.
2020.
Yeah, I was
2020.
I was
2020
jealous.
vision. Yeah,
Um,
I know, me too.
I swear she was wearing the same gown though in that photo. I'm like, can we get her a
I
nice
think she
dress or
was.
something? Can we get her a nice dress, guys?
A nice
She's
little
she's you know what I
sundress.
mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
And
I'm
I
wrong.
would
Maybe it was a dress. But I swear it was that gown still. I could have sworn it was the gown in that
I
photo.
think I think it was the gown.
Yeah, which is
Because
hilarious.
again, if she can see and if she doesn't look exactly like herself, how do you know it's Emily? By her gown.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I would so love to in the future to see into some little bit of Grace and Emily's life together. I think it would be so cute. I really want to know what happens to them.
Yeah, do you think like they would continue kind of going after these people or do you know what I mean? Like kind of
I mean, maybe like it's really hard to say. Like it's
yeah.
really, really hard to say. I have no idea, not a clue.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know where you take
it's
it. There's many places you could take it.
totally, especially because Grace is such like a fantastic character. And I think just from what I've been like reading online and stuff, I think she's gone down really, really well. I think she's been really well received.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's like playing
I've
that
seen
kind of
people say
character.
that that's their favorite character in the whole franchise history.
So have I. And
Yeah.
I think it's
Crazy.
so well deserved. Also, can
Yeah.
we talk about Angela for a second? Because what an incredible actor. Like working with Angela was the best. And it was so much fun. We were together for every single shoot that we did because obviously I was Emily and just her main companion. We did everything together, so we became very good friends. And I'm just so now I've watched some playthroughs and I've like seen all the cutscenes in their final form,
Yeah.
and I'm just always blown away by Angela and by her performance, and she's just so fabulous. And if she doesn't get nominated for gaming awards next year, I'm going to
Oh,
be
that's a shoo-in.
shocked.
That's a
I'm
shoo-in.
going to be shocked. She's
Oh, she will be.
literally,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's such a star.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I hope at the very least that like Grace gets,
She'll at least be
um,
nominated.
oh
100%.
yeah, well, hopefully, but like even if she's not, she's had so much love from the Resident Evil community and the Resident Evil family that's out there, and they're so supportive, and they've been so supportive of uh of her and her introduction into this series. And I know that like her mom, Alyssa, has been in games before, and it's like she's like a legacy sort
Mm,
of.
mm.
But it's just like, yeah, I think she's really special.
What
And
was the
yeah,
funniest moment between you two that you can recall on the set?
funniest moment. There were a lot of really, really funny moments. The very first shoot that we did,
Yeah.
which was like 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago now. And almost all of those scenes were cut except for um, Angela being upside down on that gurney. That was kept. But we did this. It was like our very first scene together, and there was this great like mover dancer Alicia who was playing you know the girl, the really big creepy girl who was Marie, who was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Emily's like
girl. Yeah, the girl. Yeah, yeah.
twin. Yeah, the
Yeah.
girl. Um, she was playing the girl at the time.
Yeah.
And we had to do this scene where she was like breaking down through the ceiling, and I was like in a bedroom, and Angela would come in and grab my hand and take me out of there. That whole day, because neither of us had ever done a game before, and there's a lot of technical stuff that you have to get used to.
Yeah.
And so it was like you'd be, you know, we'd be like scared and like getting ready to do the scene. And there's this thing you have to do before every shot, which is you have to, sorry, you have to put your hands up in a T pose, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you'd be like you'd be like getting into it, and you'd be like, and then someone would go like T pose, please, and we'd be like, and then we'd do it, and then we'd be finished, and we'd be like, oh my God, so scared, so scared. And they'd be like, guys, can you please get in a T pose? And we'd be like, and so there was a whole day of us forgetting how to do that. And it was so funny, and it was so
Oh,
cool, and it
so
was a
funny
great
that they still do that. They still have
oh,
to do the
it's
T pose all
they
these
have
years
to do
later.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. And like
so
so
funny.
and like while we were doing it, so there were so many developments that they made in because it's such a fast like mocap is so fast moving as
Oh,
like as a
yeah.
as a thing. So it was like we started off with like, you know, all the glowy balls are on like all of your joints so that like and they're different for everybody. Another very funny thing is that you're covered in Velcro head to toe, right? And we had to hold Angela and I had to hold hands all the time. And but you'd be covered in Velcro. And so we'd be holding hands and then we'd have to like let go. And when you let go, your hands are just like stuck to each other like that. And then it makes the noise and it's like, and it's like at the beginning of a scene and our fingers are like twisting.
Oh, that's funny.
And that was always quite funny. But the like,
Goodness me.
um, it was all great to be honest. But they made so many developments while we were well, like because we did it over 2 years, every
Yeah.
time we came back, they would have taken like another leap forward. And so I remember we did a shoot over the summer, and like up until that point, we've been using you had all of your joints were these little balls, and then they also
There's
had
no dots
these.
now, is there?
There are still
Oh, there
dots. There
are,
are
just
still
not as
dots.
many.
Just not as many. And they
Ah,
had
okay.
these strips of like, again, all Velcro, these Velcro strips that were your bones. So they would have like a Velcro strip there, and then
That's
on your
right.
legs. And so they'd have those
Yes.
strips. And between July and November, when we came back for our third shoot in November, they didn't need the bones anymore. It was like, it's just constantly the technology is
Wow.
constantly evolving. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
every single time we came back, something was like a little bit different. And like the way that you'd and like we had to do they had to do like recalibration like really, really often on our first shoot, which is where they have to like recalibrate all the cameras every couple of hours. And
Yeah.
by the time we got to our last shoot, they were only doing that like once a day. And the first time it was like 3 times a day. And yeah, it was
So,
really interesting to see everything evolve like that.
so were you originally supposed to be in that opening section? I feel like maybe Grace was supposed to, um,
In
no? You know, when she first
in
meets the girl or not?
yes, sort of. Like the
Sort of. Yeah.
original, the original scenes were like it was just ever so slightly different, and it was like
Yeah.
I think they were taking and like Emily's backstory was a little bit different, and the girl's backstory was a little bit different, and like it didn't really work, and like so yeah, so I was there with the girl in the start. And then they realized that that didn't really work, but the girl and Grace really worked in that moment. Um,
Did you feel like it didn't work, or is this like, do you know what I mean? Like, how do they know it's
oh
not
no, like
working?
I it literally had nothing to do with me. Like we just did it and they like took some of the takes from it. And then between that shoot and we did another one like 4 months later,
Mm.
they had I think it was just like from the developmental point of view, they were like it
It's
would
probably to do
work
with
better.
gameplay,
I
maybe.
think it's to do with gameplay and
Yeah.
like the chapter structure
Mm.
and also like the impact of the story. I think
Mm.
when like the girl and Emily were introduced at the same time, like it didn't have that kind of intrigue that I think people found when, you know,
100%.
you meet the girl and then you discover that, oh, she was a little girl and she became this creature. And like it just kind of had more of a structure to it. And
Yeah.
they did an amazing job. Like no one is more like dedicated to the player experience than um, the game developers in Osaka. Like they were so dedicated to yeah, the
Oh, they're brilliant.
what gameplay would be and like
Yeah.
exactly how to affect people. And when we'd have questions, we'd have like, you know, like why am I doing it this way? Why do I need to say it like that? Like and they were so open and communicative and everything. And when we'd have questions, they'd be like, well, the player has just done this and they've collected this item that they need to solve this particular puzzle or whatever it was. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, great. Well, that makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, of course. And so they had this, they kind of had this like bird's eye view of the game that we didn't have at all. So like I was just very
So
happy to be there.
they tell you, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to need you now. You're going to have to do this puzzle in Braille, that kind of thing. They go to that much
Yeah.
detail. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, well, because they have they were like, I remember when we did that, and they were like, yeah, so she's so like the player is gonna see that this is Braille. They've seen her reading Braille before, and then Grace is gonna come. The player has to come pick up Emily, convince her to come with them,
Hmm.
and do this puzzle. And I was like, great, perfect. And so all I really had to do was, and also like so I'm an adult woman and not actually like a child or a child size. So the picking up and putting down was like its entire own thing. So we had this dummy of Emily,
Oh,
and
that's
that's what
right.
Angela
Yeah,
would carry
yeah.
around. And so there was this little dummy Emily, and so I'd like walk
Oh.
around like this, like as though I was on Angela's shoulders, and I'd be like, you know, walking around like
Oh
this,
my
like
God, that's
just so that
funny.
they'd have the physical data, so that they could do this later and like put my body there, whatever it was
Yeah.
that they ended up doing. And
Yeah.
then we were like walking over to the to the puzzle situation, and they'd like built it. It was so cool, and they 3D printed that little, you know, that little crystal box thingy.
You're
They
kidding.
3D printed that, and it was like
Jesus.
exactly how it looks in the game. And I was like, this is
My
so cool.
God.
This is amazing. And they
Talk about
printed it to
attention to
be,
detail.
I know, I know, and they printed it to be scale size for me
Oh my
so that my
God.
hands were like so that it was like a little bit bigger so that it was so smart. It was great. They did a
Yeah.
really good job. But Angela would carry this little dummy over and I'd be like walking next to her like this. And then she'd like put the dummy down and I'd like put myself down. And then we'd like interact with each other and she'd like and then we'd like find the braille and all that. It was so much fun. It was great.
The
It was like the entire thing was like start to finish, like so joyful and so brilliant. And like all the game developers were so open to everything. Like whenever we were like um we'd like read the scripts all together. Like when we'd first get in for a shoot, we'd do like we'd read the scripts, we do a couple of days of rehearsal, and then we'd get in, we'd do it because you have to get it all in the one take, pretty much,
yeah, yeah.
in order to get all the data to align and everything. And it was really, really brilliant because they answered all of our questions anytime we needed to ask anything. They have such an in-depth of knowledge of the or a depth of knowledge rather of the entire lore of Resident Evil, and they were just so brilliant to work with, and they were so open to like whenever we had mainly like emotional character input, they were so open to it, and they were like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you feel that as the actor, you can go for it. So yeah, it was really wonderful. It was a really collaborative experience.
So what do they tell you about? Do they tell you everything about the girl, or they kind of just tell you what we know, like as players?
We kind of just know exactly what you know because the characters had
Yeah.
no idea what was going on.
So you don't
And
really need
like,
to know too much.
no,
Yeah, as
no,
an actor, you don't really. No, so, yeah.
no, no, no. But like the game developers knew everything about what they were doing, but like we would kind of only be told because again, the like confidentiality around everything is like so intense in order to protect the final product that we kind of it was re everything was on like a need to know basis.
But do they
So
give you context, like the scene after the Braille, and then you kind of get taken? Do
yes.
they tell you, well, she's taking you for what reason, or do they just
I
say
they
she's
they
taking you,
yeah. Well, they said that she was at the time it was that she was taking me because she like
protecting
as you
or
see yes, and that she's also collecting all these dolls,
dolls?
and you have all
Yes.
the dolls that she's collected in her cells and things,
Yeah.
and she has that doll in her room that's part of the final puzzle, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They
all
even
that kind
told
of
you
stuff.
that? God.
No, I had to find
Oh,
that out on my own.
that's
That
funny.
was really cool. To find that out, like, and the fact that you have to like collect all these things, and then you have to play the game again, and they have to stay in your inventory, and you have
I
to let
know. I love
like
that.
150 or whatever it is bodies be just to have like also the dedication to figuring that out
Mm.
is kind of amazing. But yeah, they at the time it was like because also, you know, they're sisters and they're
Yeah.
clones of each other, and like they don't really know that, but they think that they're best friends.
So does she look like
And
she looks like her in normal?
yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see it in a there's a picture of them in that Grace finds. She finds a picture of
Ah, okay.
Emily and Marie together,
Ah, okay.
and they're identical.
Yeah.
But Marie can see. Um, and but she also has a weird eye thing going when she becomes the girl. She's got these bulging like eyes
I
sticking out of her
know.
face. So eyes have a big thing to do with that particular virus. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was like it was really, really cool because they were like she's picking her up to play with her because they're friends, and she's putting her with all of her other dolls because now she's so big that she's basically the size of that little porcelain doll that you find in her cage, you know? Yeah.
Creepy design. Tell
Creepy.
you what.
Very creepy, but
Can
also
I
quite cool. I loved her.
Oh yeah. Can I give you a couple of fan questions before I let you go? Is that
Yes.
all right?
Yes, please.
Um, please tell her I love the character. I would do anything to protect her. She's so precious to me. I'm so
Oh,
glad she's alive and well at the end. I hope to see you in future games.
oh, thank you so much. I hope to
Uh,
see me in future games. I don't know how likely that is. But that would be really, really, really cool to see Emily again. Thank you
Chris
so much.
says, how difficult or different was it to act as a blind person?
Oh, good question. Really good question.
Yeah.
It was quite tough in the beginning because I hadn't done that before. And like it's quite sensitive because you really want to get it right. And so it just became about um finding like how to look without seeing anything. Um and that
Yeah, yeah.
became really interesting. So it ended up being like
Is it
um
something you're
looking
conscious about
through.
when acting, or you kind of let it? You are? Yeah.
I was very conscious of it because like my instinct because I am a sighted person, my instinct is to like you know when you hear something you like hear it and then you look. And it just happens naturally, but you just have to figure out how to sort of experience mainly hourly. And so you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
like, yeah, experience everything that's happening like in your periphery and things that ha like it's a lot of it was a lot of like ear acting and like
That's interesting.
looking through people and looking through objects and like yeah, a lot of like it also really helped with her vulnerability because she she is living in total darkness because whatever this um thing has done to her, that the decision we made was that her optic nerve is getting no information. She is in complete blackness, right?
Yeah.
Um, inside her eyes. And so it makes this entire world so scary. And so there were some things that weren't scary to me because they were only scary to Grace because she could see it. And then there were some things that were
Exactly.
scary to me because they were noisy and like it was this kind of, and
So true.
so much of it was like overwhelmingly noisy, and that was really helpful having
Man.
yeah, so it was just a different way of just a very different way of being and a different way of being in that kind of high stakes um like high stimulus environment, yeah,
By the
but
way,
it
you did
was
a
very
I don't know if I've said it, but you did a phenomenal job, Emma, by the way.
oh thanks so much, Dan. I
Um,
really appreciate that.
no,
That's very
in all
kind of you.
sincerity, brilliant job. Jonathan, hi Emma. This is John. What
Hi,
was it
John.
like being emotionally connected and invested to such a character? Trying not to
Yeah.
lose focus and trying to keep the essence of the character in every scene fresh and exciting.
It was really wonderful, actually. That's another very good question. It was really wonderful. It was because that's what you want. Like you really, really, as a performer, you really want to be like completely emotionally invested in everything that you do. But this one, it was actually much more. It was so immersive for me because it's a horror. So everything is high stakes and everything is this like it's all life or death. And again, your body really doesn't know the difference. And so we felt everything. And it was so like emotionally draining. And there was like so it was and you do a really, really long day. You get there first thing in the morning, you'd leave the house at like 6:30. You'd be there all day. You leave in the evening at like 6:30-ish. You'd get home and you'd be asleep by 8. It was like your body just could not keep it up. There
What?
was so much sweat and
Ah,
tears and like your voice would be red raw from screaming and like it was it was no hardship.
This is Agent 47. Subscribe to Dan Allen Gaming. He's a great guy.
like that
It was
transformation scene or the scene where you hug that I mentioned, the elevator.
yeah.
When it's cut, what happens when you guys cut? Are you laughing? Are you still crying? How do you know what I mean?
When when it cuts,
Yeah.
we're still crying a little bit. And then you kind of have to take like half a second to breathe and then Kate Saxon, the director, she goes like I like if it was really great, well she'll shout cut and then all the but before all the cameras and all the equipment cuts, you have to, wherever you are, you have to drop all the props you're holding. You have to stand up and you have to go into a
You're gonna do the
T-pose.
T-pose again.
It
Yeah, yeah.
is bizarre.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're like weeping. You're like you've like had like the most high like your body's like I've just been chased by a monster. I'm so scared and I'm freaking out. And we've just hugged and it was so emotional and we feel so vulnerable and so like cracked open. And then they're like T-poses, please, girls, and we're like and then that's it. And then you have to do it again if it didn't work. Sometimes it worked and it was great.
Yeah.
But it's like the most bizarre kind of situation. And like you don't have that in any other kind of media, but it was kind of great.
No.
It made it really like funny and it made it quite like not easier, but like it like took some of the weight off you when they were like T poses and you were like, well, this is ridiculous,
Yeah.
isn't it? And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and so it was just yeah, it's really unique. Like it's unlike anything else. It's unlike
Oh,
anything else. And if I could do a million more games, I would do a
you
million
should.
more
You
games.
should.
Oh
What
my
was your
God.
favorite scene in the game from Duke?
Well, I think the scene where I die and then I transform, that was my favorite
That was
scene.
your
That was my
favorite.
favorite scene to do
Yep.
because it was. Because I really liked being the monster creature version of Emily because it was so different. Like she was so scared and so angry and she still couldn't see and everyone was screaming and they were shooting her and she was in pain and it was really wonderful to get to um be this little girl in this giant painful body and to and to have all those weights on me like I had like weights strapped around my leg and I had weights
So
strapped around my arm
what's it
to
like to be
like
shot by Leon Kennedy, the infamous Leon Kennedy? That's a moniker
it
not
was
many
kind of
people can
sick.
say. Yeah, not many people can say that he shot, he got shot by Leon, you
It
know.
was really, really cool. I gotta say, it was really cool because, like, obviously Nick is such an icon, and he's such a lovely guy, and he's really funny, and he's great to work with, and he's so kind, and he's always there for some advice, and he's a wonderful person. And then, like, he just like switches on Leon, and Leon is like, and he had that, and he developed that whole new new voice and that new body
Yeah,
for
more
this
gruff.
particular, more
Yeah.
gruff and much older and more like and more wise, a bit slower, like everything had a bit of effort, like, and it was like so cool to see that, like, because he's like a really strong, like quick guy, and then he would have to like bring that all into his body, and like it was very cool to get shot
Did you know in
because
gameplay you can't actually hit her vitals? If you try, it
I
switches away.
know
That's pretty cool,
they
isn't it?
thought of
They
everything. They
thought of
thought of
everything.
everything.
Seriously.
And then Leon's at the end. I didn't hit any of it right. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose, guys. He didn't want
I
her to
mean,
see.
he could have told Grace at the time, no?
I know. He really could have. I feel like maybe there
That's
wasn't
a
time.
classic game movie thing
I
that
think he
happened.
was like, okay, she's actually going to kill you. I'm so sorry. She's really scared and she's really angry because she's in
Yeah.
pain and she's going to kill you.
He
And it
probably
was
had
really
other things to
fun.
deal with. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. And it was like, it was kind of gas because I got to do, like, I had to do it all with a soft cap on because the movement was so intense that, like, the camera would shake. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't really fall over when you got a head cam on because the camera shakes and you lose a lot of the data. And I had to have, like, all these wires strapped to my chest. It was great. But then I got to do, like, all the FADR, which is the helmet and the face cam, and mics. And then I had to like be there and I like had to be the monster's face, which is weird. I don't know how they connected the muscles in my face to like her mutated um
Ah,
visage. Like I don't know how they did it, but like all of
ah,
that we like all of the times when she's like fighting him and she's like screaming at him, that was all like me in the room on that day. We never did it again. It was just in the room in that moment.
far
And it was so
crazy.
cool. And
Yeah, it
like,
is.
and I got to get shot by Leon, and it was like, and he was like, yeah. And so the first time I come in, I do like breaches, like ba ba ba, and I was like, oh cool, like I'm with a great stunt director called Nate, and he was really cool, and he helped us, and he was like, yeah, you're getting shot, but you're big, like you're not gonna react that much. And I was like, cool. And there was like crash mats and there was crash mats and it was like and he was like this first time we're gonna mark it, we're not gonna do it full out. And then Angela and I just did it full out and he was like running around behind me with a crash mat like oh no, trying to catch me if I fell and all this kind of stuff. It was so cool. I had the time
My
of my
God.
life doing that scene. And
So
I would
fun.
love I just want to play another creature. I want to play another horrible monster. And I want to like do loads of screaming, you know what I mean? It was great. It was really, really great.
I was going to say, could you do the transformation scene for us here? But I think
I don't know
I
if I
think
have the
I
space.
do no, I don't think I could ask you that.
Yeah, but
I think
like,
that's a little bit too much to ask, Dan. Um,
and I think this poor mic isn't going to pick up any of it. If
yeah,
it couldn't pick
yeah,
up my
no,
witch laugh,
I'm only
I don't think
joking.
it's going to pick up
Um,
any of the weird noises I made.
Agni, I'm going to give my daughter the Emily haircut. Oh,
That is
how
so
sweet! How
sweet.
sweet is
It's a
that?
cute haircut, isn't
It
it? She's
is,
got
yeah.
great hair. I didn't mean to cut my hair in like into a semi Emily haircut, but I could never have hair like her. This is so beautiful. And it's like so flowy and it's so like delicate and like so white and beautiful. Oh, I
Maybe you need to
love
dye
her.
your
I
hair
love her
white for a
design.
little cosplay or something.
Maybe I do. I would love, I've been seeing so many people online already doing like cosplays. There was this one girl and she'd like just bought these whiteout contact lenses and was like, I know who I'm going to Comic-Con as. And I was like, that's so cool. Oh my God. Like people are cosplaying Emily and obviously they've been cosplaying Grace for like months, like because I think the official art came out a while ago
Yeah.
and for Grace. So and the way people just whip up these incredible accurate costumes, this amazing makeup, these
They're
prosthetics,
quick, aren't
these
they?
so
Goodness
quick. I
me.
don't know how you do it. Like it's an
Yeah.
art. It's such an art form.
Mm.
Every single cosplayer should be doing costumes in film. Like I don't know
Oh,
how
yeah.
I think I think cosplayers are an untapped market. I think anytime a piece of media like One Piece, right? I know they're coming out with a second season of the live action remake,
Netflix. Yeah,
but
yeah.
on Netflix, yeah. But the first season they did a great job with all those costumes. But I just know that a cosplayer would have done it like to a T exactly what was in that cartoon, exactly what was in that anime. And yeah, I think every cosplayer should work in film. I think they do a very good job. I think they do a very good job just putting it out there um to all the filmmakers in the world. Contact your local cosplay
You're,
artist.
I've never heard someone say that, but you're 100% right. It
I
would be
know.
perfect.
I
Yeah.
don't know why no one's ever had this idea before. I feel like a
No,
genius right now.
you
I
are
feel
a
like such a
genius.
genius.
Why are you
An
so
untapped
smart?
market.
Like, how do I
Why am I
become
so
smart like you, Emma?
smart? Why am I so? You gotta play a monster. Dan. You gotta be in a video game, you gotta play a monster. You gotta go all the way to the other end of the human experience. And then your
Uh,
brain gets opened.
I
If
think, you know
somebody
what? I think you're the first character in the universe to survive a mutation. I think you might be.
really?
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comments. You might be the first to transform and then still survive, go back to normal. Someone correct me, but I believe
Oh
I'm
my
right.
God.
Yeah.
If
So
that's
you,
right, that's so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I've
I feel
played
quite honored.
all of the games basically. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but last one from Jackson.
Yeah.
Who killed the man near the cells when we first meet Emily?
Oh, I think that
Oh,
was the
yes.
girl,
Yeah,
Jackson.
that was a girl. That
That
was a
was the
girl.
girl for sure
Yeah.
because she
Emily wouldn't kill anyone.
no,
No.
and also she couldn't, but that guy knew, and that guy he was this great he was a great actor. His name was Mercer. I remember yeah, I remember because it's such a good name,
Nice
and he
name,
was
Mercer.
playing that Mercer, and he was a really lovely guy, and he was playing that guy, and the guy's like, get away from her because he's witnessed because I don't know what the timeline is specifically with when the girl transforms, but I think it's actually not that long ago because I think as in when Marie transforms into the
Yeah,
girl,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's like, probably only a couple of hours. Like like while Grace is asleep and upside down getting her blood drained on that gurney. Um, I think
100%.
it's like
Yeah,
while
yeah.
she's asleep there, Marie transforms into the girl. That
Goes through
guy
the
tries to
hole.
stop
Yep.
her
Yep.
because so in the flashback when it's Chloe and there's that doctor that's like and like
Yeah, yeah.
knocks her
Yeah.
out. I think that's what they try to do when these girls inevitably transform into something horrific before they go on and they do their next experiment on the next clone. They
What
try to take them out. So I'd
they
say
take
that
him.
guy tried to
Oh,
take out Marie while she was
right.
in mid-transformation, but he wasn't quick enough, and she got him. And she got him, and she
And I
got him.
guess Emily didn't see a thing.
She
She
didn't
heard
see a
it. She
thing.
heard
She heard,
something.
oh my God, yeah. I remember, I'm only remembering now. We had these big chats at the time. We were like, what has Emily experienced in this room? And they were
Yeah.
like, she's heard everything. Like, it's scary, but she doesn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, great. So,
But I wonder if
like,
she knows that Marie is
Marie,
transformed, because you're hearing it, but do you know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like,
I
can't see
don't
it.
think so. Like she thinks Marie is gone. She has no idea what happened to Marie. She heard
Mm.
everything happen, but and then she knew that Marie wasn't there anymore because
Yeah.
presumably they could hear each other in their adjacent cells, and
Yeah.
and they couldn't speak to each other anymore. And Marie wasn't responding to her, so she knew Marie was gone. I don't think she had a single clue that Marie turned into the girl. And I don't think she had a single clue that anything like that would ever happen to her, which is why it was so scary when
Sad,
the
isn't it?
transformation eventually. Oh, so sad. They're only little, like they're only small, and and they're just being experimented on for no good reason.
I love how you've had this all this huge fun on this game, but when we look at the
Such
story of
fun.
the game, it's this harrowing horror game with
I
crying and
know.
death and destruction.
And
I'm
like
having
we
a
lit
ball. You've had a ball.
such a ball,
Oh,
such a
so
ball.
funny.
And like anytime we'd like do it and it'd be really, really creepy, we'd be like, yeah, that was really creepy. When like it didn't have to be super
Uh,
emotional. It was so fun. And it was like everyone we worked with was class. And
yeah.
everyone in Japan was brilliant and like so good at their jobs. And everyone in London was brilliant and so good at their jobs. And it was like, and like we always finished early because, and everyone just
Nice.
had so much fun. And it was so cool to work with Nick, who's a veteran and has been in so many of these. Well, not so many of these, but like this is the third Resident Evil game, and like so cool to work with him because he knows everything. And like if ever anyone had a question about the lore, he was there. He knew. He got you. Yeah, it was such an experience. It was
What will,
amazing.
as we wrap up here, what will you take away? What's the biggest lesson or takeaway for you from this experience?
Oh, that's a good question too. I think, well, to be honest, my biggest takeaway is that I think performance capture is probably um like on par with theater in terms of my favorite kind of performance. Um, it's that gaming is a completely untapped, in my opinion, art that I don't think it's given its fair due with regards to like the incredible performances that are given by actors in games and the incredible stories that are developed by game developers and by the writers and everything. I think it's a complete art form unto itself. And I think it's probably it's like one of the it's I think it's the future of emotional engagement because you have an experience like no other. Like you're playing this character and you're going through it with her. And then, it's Angela and she gives this incredible performance and she's like so scared and you feel all of that with her.
Hmm.
And there's nothing else that gives you that. Like it is immersive. You are part of the story and you choose what you see and what you don't. You playing that game, you're going to have a completely different experience than anyone else who plays that game. And that is like unique to gaming. Like you don't get that with theater. There is immersive theater, which is amazing, and like you being a part of the story. But gaming, I think, gives you this connection to the emotional core of the story that you don't get with any
You've put it
other
so well,
performance
Emma.
art
You've
form.
put it so well.
And I
I'm going to
gotta
steal the
say,
words out of your mouth next time
please
someone
do.
asks me.
There you go. That's for you. But like I think it has like I not to say that it's untapped potential because I think it's currently being tapped by
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many incredible actors and directors and writers. But I think it's got like such an
It's not as well
incredible
known
future.
as theater
Yeah,
and film and TV,
yeah.
I guess.
And I think it's got like such, I think it's got a place in the higher echelons of entertainment. And I don't think it's given its due or given its proper respect in terms of what experience it can give to the person playing it.
Well, make sure you
And
tell
it's,
everyone
yeah.
you work with from now
I
on.
am. I swear to God, I sing game and like me as like a person who finds
You
it.
got a
I find it quite
champion.
hard. I'm such a champion for gaming at the minute because I find gaming really hard because I don't have the skills. Like you have to develop real
Yeah,
skills to play.
yeah.
Like I don't have the hand-eye coordination, and like I'm also so jumpy. I played the opening of the game up until the amazing cutscene of Grace's mom's death where
Oh,
Victor
yeah, yeah.
kills Alyssa. And I was like, whoa. And the hotel catches on fire. I played that section of the game. It took me like half an hour. And it's like for like an actual gamer, that's like, 5 to 10 minutes. That's how long it would take me
Uh,
like probably 50 hours to play the whole game. But when I
I
say that
don't
I've
know.
told
No, not that
ev
long.
maybe not, maybe not. But when I say that I've like told everyone that I've ever spoken to about this game that I think it's the future of catharsis, and it's the future of emotional engagement. Just like how it's like I don't know, it's like the gladiators back in the day, but there's no real death. And like it's like the gladiators meets theater. It's oh geez, it's so good. And yeah, I've been singing its praises for the past 2 years, and I will continue to.
If
And
if
yeah.
um if Angela streams it, you got to join her. Make sure you do that.
Oh my God, yes. And so we were talking about this, and because
Yeah.
Angela's got because my brother has it on PS5, but Angela
Yes.
has it in her house in London, and we have to stream it. And we're gonna play it together because neither of us are very good. And I think it's gonna be really funny.
Yeah,
And
and the
hopefully
players
we'll
or
be able
the
to.
chat will help you. The viewers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The fans will
Like
set us free.
you'll go to a puzzle and they'll be everyone will tell you how to solve it just like that.
Exactly.
There's the code.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm like, thank you so much. I cannot wait and also I'm really excited to have that kind of interaction with the fans as well,
Oh
like a
yeah.
live,
Super fun.
actual, like, yeah, I
Mm.
can't wait. And I've never done it, never streamed anything in my life, and I think we would have
Oh,
so
you'll be
much
you'll be
fun.
great. You'll
Yeah,
be
I
great.
think, and I think we have a lot of fun together, and yeah, I think we'd make a lot of people laugh as well, which would be
Oh
great.
yeah, you would.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
can
I
tell you guys.
think.
You guys have a
And
ball.
oh, we'll have such a ball. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll send you a text when we're
Yeah,
because this has
please
been
do.
so fun. This has been
Oh, I
great.
could I could talk to you for hours, honestly.
I could talk to you for
Um,
hours. This is such a lovely environment. This is such a great
I
um
appreciate it.
yeah, it's been so chill and so brilliant. So thank you so
Is
much.
there anything you want to say to the fans quickly before I let you go?
Yes, thank you so much for all the love that you've shown the game and all the love you've shown Emily. We had no idea how it would be received, and it's been so like you've been so kind, and to see all your fan art. I've been saving everything on my phone, so I've got like so much fan
Shit,
art
you're
of
gonna run out of
like
storage soon.
I know. And like it's so special to be a part of something with that has so much love behind it. And like, well, we knew that when we were making it because we had so much love for it anyway. And it was such
Yeah,
an emotional journey getting it made. And so it's been the most satisfying, gratifying
so good.
thing to have it come out and to have people enjoy it and play it and feel things and experience things with us. And yeah, so thank you so much to everyone who's played and to everyone who's messaged me. And I've been trying to get back to people, and I'm sorry if I haven't yet, but like it's been so wonderful. So yeah, thank you
It's
so, so,
also
so much.
it's also weird to think, in 20 years people will still be playing. You know what I mean?
I know, and that's
Do you ever
blowing my
think
mind.
that? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because
it's a
like
crazy thing.
people are still playing like their favorite games would be like RE4, and people are
That's what I
still
mean. That's
playing
20
that.
years old,
20
Yeah.
years old, and like the franchise itself is 30 years old, and
Mm.
it's just incredible to be part of a legacy and to be like welcomed in that way. And like I know I'm only a small part in it, but I still feel it and I feel the love, and it's incredible. And I feel so deeply, deeply lucky that I got to be a part of it and that I got to work in this medium and that I got to realize that it's something that I deeply love and I have so much respect for. And I can't wait to do another. If I ever got the chance to come back as Emily, I would die. I don't know if it'll happen. I've got no
Would you
idea. No one's
pass
told me
out
anything.
for the
I would
excitement?
pass out. I would literally like even think I'm actually getting a bit teary. Like thinking about coming back because it was
You'd be
such an
so
incredible.
you'd be so happy. Yeah.
I would cry on the spot. I would call
Oh, that's
Angela would be the
good.
first person I'd call, and yeah, and it would be
Well, you'd
amazing.
think if
But
you're back,
obviously, don't
she's
know if it
back.
would. Exactly.
That's the
There's no
cool
way.
thing.
There's no way. There's
No,
no way
but
that Emily would come back without Grace,
no, but that's
and that would
cool.
be
That's really
perfect.
cool. That's perfect. Yeah.
Exactly,
Seriously.
because we were with each other the whole way through, and yeah, and I love her so much, and I have so much
Well, I think
admiration for
you could
her.
do a game, maybe not straight after this game, but where Grace is more proficient, and then
Yes.
Emily's the horror gameplay. See what I'm saying?
which would be so cool.
It would
Call
work.
Capcom.
It would
Let's call
work.
Capcom. Let's give them a call. I'll write an email.
No, yeah. Thank you, Emma, for your
Thank you
time
so much for
today. It's
chatting
funny,
today.
the Emily character, I haven't seen a single person say they didn't like the character.
I
Not one. I
know.
have not seen one negative comment about the
I
character.
know. Which is like
I've never seen that before. Like,
it's so kind and
yeah.
so like, and it's just the most wonderful thing to have people connect to something that you've done. And
Mm,
I've never had anyone like care so much about something that I've contributed towards. And like obviously Emily isn't just me. There are like voice actors in loads of different countries who have done her voice in different languages. The design of Emily, and her design was solid the whole way through. Like they knew what they wanted from her. And being given like the gift of being able to experience that kind of vulnerability and that connection to grace, and this kind of, it was extremely raw for me. And
mm.
yeah, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my career so far, and I can't wait to do more of it if I'm lucky enough, because obviously it takes so much work to make a game. It takes years of programming and writing.
Well, are you auditioning
And
for more games?
not yet, not yet. I haven't
You got to.
because I will. I totally will. And it all depends on if there's something that is right for you, it's right for you, you know? And what's for
Yeah.
you won't go by you. And this didn't go by me. And I'm so grateful. So, so
Yeah.
grateful. And I can't wait. I'm gonna hopefully meet some fans in person at some point,
Yeah,
at
you have to do a
conventions or
con or
whatever.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'd love to, and I think I might be at MCM or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know yet.
hopefully.
Um,
Yeah.
but I would love to
Is
meet
that the
people in
London
person
one?
because I think that's the London one,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But the one in May, I don't actually know if it's happening, but maybe it will. And yeah, I would love to meet people in person because people have been so kind um and connected in a way that I haven't experienced before. And also,
And
no one's ever done fan art of me before. That's crazy.
and Angela won't,
So,
if you do go to the con, Angela's not going to hold you around the whole time, is she?
oh, I mean, I think we'll have to. I think like legally, I think legally we're required to be like this the whole time. Just
Oh, you
like
don't mind. You don't mind.
I'd be delighted. And we can bring the Emily dummy, and she can hold the Emily dummy, and then I can walk like I walked in the thing like this. I'll walk around like that all day. It'll be great. You'll love
La-
it. You'll love
Last
it.
one. Can Emily say something to Dan to round this out? Is that possible?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, 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 sure.
Anything that comes to
Okay,
mind. I'm
hold
ready.
on. Sorry. Oh my God. Dan, thank you. Thank you for having me, Dan.
Damn, that's trippy. That's trippy
Oh,
as.
oh my God, I'm so red. Look at that.
That's so trippy.
Literally so
Once you
red.
played the game 5 times like me, and then to hear that, your own name, that's trippy. But thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Oh my
much.
gosh. I actually, oh my
Why are
God.
you
Because it's
red?
weird.
What do you
Because, oh my
mean?
God, 'cause it's like, ugh, it's like,
What do
it's
you mean?
so,
What do you
because
mean?
it's like, because I love her so much and I don't want to do her voice wrong.
No, no, no.
Yeah, but it was really
Oh,
nice chatting to you. You're such a
thank you
legend.
so
Thank you
much,
so
Emma. I
much for having
appreciate
me.
it.
And thank you for getting all the fans to ask questions as well. It's really nice to actually hear what people want to know. I'm delighted,
Yeah, and make
delighted.
sure you follow Emma guys on Instagram and send her questions if you have any others. I'm sure she'll be
I'm
happy to.
sure. I'd be delighted. I would be
Yeah.
delighted to answer any questions that you have.